Good morning, friends. Lindsay with the Restoration Project. Happy Thanksgiving week. We are coming to the end of our month of the power of no, and I had a really good discussion with a C-level executive yesterday about burnout and how people are feeling at this time and how we can create a safe environment and a positive way to empower people to say no. There's definitely a right and a wrong way to do that. We can't go around telling everyone to say no to everything because then stuff doesn't get done. So the reality is it's been a tough year. It's been a long fourth quarter. People are feeling burned out. There's only so much they can do. And there's still a job to get done, and there's still goals to try to meet and financial obligations to meet. So how do we find that good balance? And he and I had a really good discussion, and I wanted to share some of the tips with you, because what we got to through several minutes of discussing was, well, first of all, people don't always understand where they're spending their time and energy. So in some cases, we need to force people into almost doing an activity inventory. And a natural way to do this as a leader is once a quarter, probably having people do an activity inventory of where they're spending their time and energy. Or if they come to you feeling overwhelmed, they say, hey, I'm overwhelmed, I'm stressed out, I'm burned out. Taking that moment in time opportunity to really sit down with them, have them brain dump everything that's on their to-do list, on their heart, on their mind, what they're responsible for, and really go through and try to help them prioritize in the moment. For many of us, our jobs change from quarter to quarter, or where we're spending our time and energy, especially if you have a client-facing role, can change a lot from quarter to quarter. So this is something I do at least every quarter, sometimes even monthly, because I slip into bad habits and start spending time and energy on things that I shouldn't. So really empower your people if they're feeling burned out to take an activity inventory. Where am I spending my time and energy? And then secondly, help instill that critical thinking about what is most important. We don't do a great job of developing people inside of our organizations to get aligned with what our priorities are. So for instance, if you work if you're a leader, a working leader, and you are responsible for client duties and you have a team and it's your busiest time of year and everyone's pulling at you, how are you supposed to manage that? That's a really good, healthy, strategic conversation for you to have with your team members, for you to talk to your leader about, and for organizations to kind of get aligned on. Okay, the reality is that when it's our busiest time, we probably can't get everything done or everything done at the time we want it. So what can slip and what can't slip? That empowers people to say no. And then the final tip that we talked about was in the moment. You know, we're naturally people pleasers. And so we don't like to say no to people. We don't like to tell them that we can't do something. Might be fear of missing out on a great conversation, fear that if we say no to this, we might miss out on the next opportunity. And so we have to help people figure out their priorities so they know where that line is when they can and can't say no. And then encourage people to develop a better habit when somebody comes to them with something, instead of saying yes right away, to really take a minute. So even if it's just saying, hey, let me think about that, evaluate my schedule and get back to you. Or what I love to do is put it back on the other person, but you have to have your ducks in order to do this. So I have my working list of things that I'm trying to accomplish this week or this month, and I have it pretty well lined out that this is all that can fit. And so I just show that to the person, you know. So here's what I'm working on. Here are my priorities. If you're asking me to move some things around, could you help me? How would you help me prioritize these things differently and be realistic about time spent? Again, all in the spirit of not just saying no, but really working on the right things at the right time and creating that positive dialogue that we can have amongst each other and create that healthy environment that also improves innovation. It increases the opportunities for automation of mundane tasks. and just overall health and well-being of the organization and the people in it. And these are skills that, again, they're applied to the workplace, but they very much apply to your personal life too. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you have a safe and healthy Thanksgiving. We are thankful for all of you that take time to engage with us in this and any other way. And if you ever need anything, support, help, have a question, please reach out to us on the-restorationproject.com.